Hey guys, welcome back to the movie summary. Beginning of the movie, we see 22nd century. Global warming has melted all the ice on Earth. Hence all the coastal cities were submerged in water. Hence the population on Earth is also decreasing. Humans have robots that operate with artificial intelligence. Now we look at Professor Allen. He introduces the robot to everyone. The robot looks almost like a human. Understands everything people say. Any kind of work will do. But this robot has no emotions. But Professor, I am going to make a robot with emotions very soon. Whoever buys those robots will be very happy. He says the robot will love you selflessly. A man asks Alan if humans love those robots too. For that, God created Adam on Earth. God loved Adam. Humans also love those robots without selfishness. In the next scene we see Monica and Henry. Their son Martin is so ill that they put him in a capsule. Monica and Henry are very sad about Martin. Now Alan has made the first human child robot. The name of the robot is David. He shows that robot to Henry and says that you can take this robot to your home. Henry takes David home. Monica is not ready to imagine another boy in her son's place. So she tells Henry that she can't allow David's in this house. Then Henry convinces her to let David stay at home. If you tell a password to David, David will love you very much. If you don't like this robot in the future, you can return it to our company. Then we will destroy it. Monica agrees to let David stay at the house, but won't tell him the password. At first she ignores him. As the days go by, Monica feels like Martin when she sees David. So she tells the password. After hearing that password, David hugs her. Now David has feelings like humans. He is behaving like a human. Now Monica is also very happy. One day David goes to Monica and asks, "Mom, are you going to die?" Monica says that maybe I will die after 50 years. Then David, "Mom, I love you so much. You should live forever." Hearing this, Monica gets very emotional. She then takes David into Martin's room and gives him a teddy. That teddy can talk. David and Teddy become good friends. One day Monica gets a call. Martin made a full recovery. Now he has also come home. After Martin recovered, he felt jealous of David. One day Martin goes to David and says if you cut Mom's hair she will love you very much. David loves Monica so much that he agrees to do that. That same night he goes to Monica to cut her hair. They wake up just as David is cutting her hair. They ask David, "Why did you do this?" David says, "Because Mom loves me more." Just then the hairs on his hand fall in front of Teddy. Martin and his friends harass David by the pool. Martin's friend tries to stab David in the arm. Because to know if David will feel pain or not. Then the programming in David will be alerted. So he grabs Martin and jumps into the swimming pool. Martin can't breathe in the water. David catches him though. Just then Henry and another person come into the pool and save Martin. Henry and Monica decide not to keep David at home. The next day Monica leaves to return David to the company. She knows that if she takes David to the company, they will destroy him. So she stops the car in the forest and tells David that you should be alone here. David doesn't understand what Monica is telling him about. Then he will understand the whole thing. Just then he cries a lot saying, "Mom, don't leave me, I will come with you too." Monica says, "You can't come with me, you have to stay here." A few days ago Monica told a story to David that there is a blue fairy in that story. The blue fairy transforms her pet Pinocchio into a real human. David asks Monica, "If I become a real human like Pinocchio, will you keep me with you?" With the blue fairy's help, David hopes to become a real human. Hearing this, Monica cried a lot and says this is a story. There is no blue fairy in real life. No matter how much David cries, she leaves him there. David walks in the forest with Teddy. Then he sees many robots. Just then a group comes there and destroys all those robots. These robots without owners. So they think these robots are a danger to humans. So they keep destroying robots. David meets a robot named Joy. Joy is accused of killing a person. So they decide to destroy Joy and David at once. David has feelings, so he panics and screams help. Then the people there will think that David is a human and not a robot. They leave both David and Joy. Later Joy and David are talking. David tells him that I want to become a real human. If I become a real human, I can go to my mother. I need blue fairy's help to become real human. After hearing his words, Joy takes David to a city. There they go to Dr. No. Dr. No is a holographic image. He has all the answers. David asks if I can become a real human. Then his answer comes on the screen that Professor Allen can do this. David was also created by Professor Allen. David asks Joy where Professor Allen is. For that he said we can meet Allen in Manhattan. But there is water there now. They then steal a police helicopter and take off towards Manhattan. Joy and David go there. Then Joy leaves from there. David searches for Allen. Just then David sees a child just like him. David is shocked to see him. He thinks this kid goes to his mom. So David hits him hard to make him die. That kid is a robot just like David. Just then Professor Allen comes there. David tells him that I want to become real human. And I want to meet the blue fairy. Then Allen, you too are a human. You are the first robot with feelings. You came here to meet the blue fairy for your mother. No robot has ever done this. My whole team wants to meet you. He then goes to call his team. He sees many robots like David in that room. There will also be robot girls. David is very sad to see it all. Because he is not unique. Now he feels that he will never be able to reach his mother. So he decides to destroy himself by jumping from the top of the building into the water. As David dives into the water, he sees something in front of him. He keeps looking at it. Just then a rope comes and pulls David up. Joy pulled David up. Joy watched as David fell into the water. So he came to save David. David tells Joy that I saw Blue Fairy. I go near her and become a real human. After that I will be happy with my mother. Just then a helicopter pulls Joy up. Joy says to David that remember me when you become real human. Later, David goes to sea with Teddy. Then he sees the blue fairy. Actually it is a statue, not a blue fairy. David watches the blue fairy. Just then an iron object falls on his submarine. Hence his submarine gets stuck there. David thinks the blue fairy will turn him into a real human. David repeatedly says he wants to become a real human with blue fairy. He says like that until his battery dies. Next scene we see 2000 years later. Now Earth is an ice age. All humans have become extinct. Now here are the advanced robots. Some robots accidentally walk up to David and charge his battery. David wakes up and walks over to the blue fairy, touch it. Then the statue breaks. The robots there learn about humans through David. Then they will understand how much David loved his mother. A robot inside turns into a blue fairy and approaches David. 2000 years have passed since his mother died. She tells him that we can bring people back. But we need their DNA samples. Teddy has Monica's hair. Teddy took the hair when David cut Monica's hair. Now those robots can bring Monica. But she will only be there for one day. She never came back after that. David meets his mother. Then they both become very emotional. Moreover, they spend the whole day happily. Night she goes to bed. And says I will always love you, and I like you very much. David becomes very emotional. He sleeps with Monica. David feels happy to meet his mother again. This is how this movie ends.